We were waiting for one player to hop aboard, but we should have game one coming here in just a moment, or just right now. Whoa, what a surprise it was. Game number one, folks, the best of 5 grand finals, EG Vega. Let's get it underway.
All right, Eric Warden, see you later. Is there a Chen is the question. No, there's not. All right.
What do we have here?
Really good carries this game, I feel like. Well, there's a couple of good carries.
We've seen a lot of Ursa priority.
CK, Jug, Ursa, Lone Druid.
Looking at likely bans here, Oracle probably pretty high on the list. Beastmaster now taken out by EG. First pick will go to Vega, so something that EG needs to keep in mind. Also, that Chaos Knight is in the pool.
Yep, there is. And I might see Vega banning that out, but there's a lot of good middle heroes.
Yeah, there's a lot of good
3 in a row. You got Storm, Wind Ranger, and Lina.
Yeah.
There's a Pugna down there. Yep, the CK banned by Vega.
Yeah, Lone Druid taken out.
There's a Pudge, there's an Axe, we've seen it.
Furion too.
I think Ursa is going to be very highly wanted by both teams if it's not banned out here. We've seen that hero either go to town, godlike in 15 minutes, or get shut down in the
I don't think we saw it in the highlights, but I don't think any of us will soon forget the Arteezy Aghanim Scepter Ursa ancient mishap. That was quite the comical experience.
It was indeed. Legion Commander. That hero's actually risen in stock, it seems.
Yeah, the press the attack. You can't underestimate the power of that
Jungle
cleanse.
Legion. Also, Sioma can pick up the Jakiro again, which he dominated yesterday with Alliance. There's just a lot of decent heroes in this game.
Grant, I want your thoughts about Necrophos. We haven't really seen that hero too much in this tournament, not even just in context of Captain's Draft. Do you think he's pretty strong right now?
I don't think he is.
You're not on the Necro train?
The last time I saw him, a Necrophos do well was, EG was Mason when he played in the carry lane at like TI4. That's the last time I really thought, wow, Necro could be a force. But now, easily ganked, easily brought down even with that heal. It's just way too squishy up here now.
There it is, the Furion for... I solo played it before, but I'm assuming Matt could play it as well, I think.
Yep, that's one of those heroes. Can go mid, can go off lane. Depends what you want to pick around. I think we'll see a very good chance we'll see a Sumail Lina right here. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is, and the Witch Doctor coming out. So it's just like really, this is just going to be a pretty standard pool for at least like the first 4 picks probably.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see something crazy out of Vega. I don't know, honestly.
Pretty sure we'll see Oracle picked up in some fashion here. Can pair okay with the Witch Doctor. Combo the heals.
Is Oracle an EG hero, though? I don't feel like they play it that much.
I've seen it played like once or twice. It's not really a EG hero, but it's definitely a powerful hero, and I'm sure like Fear knows how to use it. And I'm looking at the off lane for Universe, and I see a Phoenix, an Axe, and possibly a THD.
Yeah, I mean, Vega doesn't often go for these push strats. It's not really their style. With the first pick, Furion, they do have some potential. Juggernaut synergizes pretty well with those strategies. There's a Pugna, a Jakiro. They could gear up for some heavy push, and they will take the Jug Oracle.
Okay, that's a really good team fight. All right.
That's really good early stage laning. And Nature's Prophet, all he needs is a level 2. I mean, he'll get the trans level 1. Once he gets that global teleport, that's just another hero instantly in your lane. You don't need Sprout or anything. You just TP up there, and a few more extra right clicks early game is insane. Global presence is always good.
False Promise Healing Ward. Yeah, good luck killing Jug, honestly. Yeah. And an Oracle behind him.
And a lot of kill power. I mean, they can do a lot of damage in these early levels. So Ursa again for EG. We'll see if it's Arteezy that picks it up. Will he get the Aghanim Scepter and Axe probably for Universe, I would imagine. The off-laner for EG.
This is interesting. I think Axe is pretty good against the Furion because you can call the Trianson, get some extra spins going your way. I think that's pretty damn nice.
I like Axe. I mean, he also just provides some control here, some good counter initiation.
I feel like I've seen a couple of okay Axe games, and then there's other games where it's just like, you're not doing any damage. You're not getting off to that good start. Maybe you'll cut the creep wave or 2, and if you have an aggressive dual lane, it could be effective. It's tough, I think, because the damage is not nearly as good as it used to be. But if heroes get low, this is a good combo. Like, you call, Ursa jumps in. Like, that's something that will keep people in place. That's the big thing. Ursa gets kited pretty easily by people having, like, really good mobility, BKBs, things like that, and call goes through all of that. So if they get a call off and then he just blinks in and just does his overpower and Fury swipes.
And there's great follow-up. It sets up for Lina with a Light Strike array, can get Witch Doctor in place for his stun, and once Lina gets the Aghanims, that magic immunity from Juggernaut is, of
They
course,
will easily be able to blow up one hero very, very quickly. The question is, can they, like, change targets? Can they Calling Blade enough heroes?
Yeah.
Is Death Ward going to do enough damage? It's gonna be like Berserker's Call on to like cast all those stuns and stuff like that. But yeah, this is another thing. Sioma played Jakiro so well in the last game. It was actually insane against Alliance, and they do have some good push. They have some good damage early game. It's going to be tough. There's a lot of pretty mobile heroes. They have the Oracle to keep them alive as well. So.
I'm worried about this Vega draft, though. I think they're lacking on some control. It's going to come down to these shackles. They need to connect with these shackles for these team fights to work.
I think with Fortune's End, they can maybe be okay. Sioma has had some really good ice paths as well. I think they'll be okay.
Fear Doom as well. So
the 4 position.
4 position should be able to get quite a bit out of the jungle. I like this EG draft mod, I have to admit.
I think it's a bit greedy, but they can get away with it because there's an Oracle, I think. And there's not that much damage early game.
All right. So this is it, folks. Again, the best of 5 grand finals. The boys will be separated from the men here. We're going to hand it over to our grand finals casters, Suns Fan and Sir Action Slacks.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the PIA Captain's Draft 3.0, presented by Dota and moonducktv. This is the grand finals best of 5 between EG and Vega Squadron. Suns Fan with Sir Action Slacks.
Ooh,
welcome.
Hello there. I decided to cast the last game as Gyrocopter. Whoopity-whoopity-woo.
What about game 2?
Whoa, game 2, I'm going to be Brood Mother. My babies.
You know, I'm actually thinking maybe we should get a little bit more analysis. Can you do that?
Yeah, I guess so. I could try to do my purge voice. Give me 1 sec.
Sure.
All right, let's see what we can do here for this game.
Damn, son, that's a pretty sick purge impression, I have to say.
Thank you. I've been practicing it ever since I got here. Purge has taught me everything that I know, and
Dude, you have
I
the
would be nothing
monotone
without
voice
him.
down perfectly.
Thank you. All right, so let's get into this game here. Vega here, I'm a little unsure about their draft. I think I like EG's a bit more due to how many stuns they have, and I think the Ursa's a pretty good counter to Juggernaut as well. But one thing Vega really does have going for them is that the Treants can consistently scout for Roshan just to make sure that Ursa's not there.
Yeah, another thing I like about Vega Squadron's lineup is obviously Oracle synergizes with himself with the False Promise and Purifying Flames, but you also have the healing ward, so
yeah,
it does double the heal essentially when you have the False Promise enabled, which is pretty awesome.
It's great because they have 3 melee heroes on EG, so that means 2 ranged heroes are the only ones that can deal with it. Lina might be tied up in other places, for example.
Arteezy looking for the top rune, and Pasha might be wanting to actually initiate onto this. Sioma and Nilwan are here to back him up. Whose level 1 is better?
Yeah,
I would assume that it's going to be Vega.
Well, I mean, they're not even there, so that's going to be Universe getting a bounty rune, or he can cover it. He's just going to pick it up. That makes sense. Like, Sumail's not going to be able to get down there. Somebody could potentially contest, so... a slight advantage going to no one in the mid lane, so that's going to give him 1.5, basically, and that extra salve, whereas Sumail has got to wait a little bit to bring himself extra regen.
All right, so before we even get started, I have to ask you one very important question about Arteezy. Will he go Aghanim Scepter on that Ursa?
It stops Shackle Shot. That's really good. Can stop Ice Path. That can potentially be very good. So I think it's all right.
If you use it on Ice Path, don't you just get stunned again? If it's still up?
I don't think so.
Really?
I think it only counts one instance. Sumail's going to get some harass here on the mid lane. These right clicks are actually pretty severe. And again, because he didn't get that bounty rune, he actually doesn't have a free salve. So any harass that he takes right now is actually a really big deal.
He's going to trade hits, and PPD comes in with the cask, and the right clicks will do so much damage to Oracle. He's going to have to pop the Fairy Fire and will survive as a result.
Yeah, he actually would have lived, but just better safe than sorry there. So he gets pretty low on Oracle, and now his roam's going to be quite a bit mitigated here.
Well, the bottom lane, it's going to be Mag on the Nature's Prophet versus Universe's Axe. What do you think about this matchup overall?
It's just fine for Axe, really. I mean, any more right clicks from Treants and stuff, he can deal with the Treants well. He's going to get some extra last hits potentially here. So I think he's going to be very happy with this lane here.
And the top lane, it's going to be a tri-lane, at least for now, for Vega Squadron. Oracle with Juggernaut, in addition to the harassing Sioma, which Arteezy is going to be super annoyed with. Liquid Fire's got to be the bane of so many melee heroes' existence.
Yeah, he can at least spin it off, I guess, if in case he's taking
Oh, wow,
the
they're
damage.
actually going for
He doesn't
this.
get the spin.
Yeah, the Blade Fury completely wasted. Fortune's End doesn't really last that long as far as the stun is concerned, depending on how long you channel it, obviously. And PPD can take some right clicks in addition.
So this tri-lane obviously favors Vega, but I kind of like the off-lane for EG because whenever Nature's Prophet does actually TP, EG can still get advantage from this because then Axe can just start cutting the creep wave and kill the tower a lot faster. So if the Nature's Prophet ganks don't go extremely well, then EG is going to profit heavily from that lane. So I kind of like the fact that it's an Axe versus a Prophet there for EG.
Welcome back to Sir Action Stats. It's been so long, my friend. I just love having that awkward pause while I struggle to read with so many misspellings. But overall, this game, EG, in theory, will get much more experience because of the fact that, well, not only is there, well, it was a tri-lane, at least for that moment for Vega, but Doom in the jungle. And I have personally not seen Doom full-time jungle ever since Iron Talon has been introduced, and I assume it's just going to accelerate his farm. That's Devour with Iron Talon.
Yeah, that's pretty
And,
good.
I mean, do you go Midas, or is that too greedy?
It's generally too greedy. I haven't seen a Doom go Midas in such a long time. It's just because, yeah, the levels are very nice. It might be more worth it now because you do have a lower BAT time, so you kind of need attack speed to make up for that. But they are going to possibly dive Mag here.
He
got
got
Infernal
Scorched
Blade.
Earth, Mag, attempting to run away. Doesn't have much mana. Could TP out, theoretically.
I think they can kill him here because they've got 2 stuns. They have both Infernal Blade and they have Berserker's Call.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's-
Mag.
yeah, Universe-
Stuck in a
Free Stays.
horrible spot. Attempting to TP out, but the right clicks will suffice. And first blood goes the way of EG in this grand finals best of 5.
They did such a good job with that. They just saved their stuns, chase him down, prevent him from TPing. With 2 stuns, there's almost no way that he's going to get that out. So him going down is a nice advantage to the offlane here. Universes can now have 700 in the bank, so whether or not he goes Tranquil or is going to go Fast Vanguard since he's going to get more farm than usual, we'll see. But either build would actually be really good. Vanguard would actually be really good this game, considering there's Wind Ranger, Nature's Prophet, even Juggernaut is going to do a lot of right clicks. The Vanguard would damage block those Omni/Slashes, for example.
We've been blessed in this tournament with very little pauses as I jinx it, but that was a very quick one yet again.
Well, you know, it's made a lot better by the fact that we have a beautiful instant replay. So
No, that's true. We can just talk about literally, and we could talk about Soda, and people will watch something that has nothing to do with it. It's perfect. Trilin is back in form for Vega. They really need to get a kill for this to actually work out for them. And Juggernaut level 3 right now. Pretty much the same as the Ursa for RTZ.
yeah, only a difference of 4 or 5 last hits here, but they
Oh,
can
we have
push
a
the
TP,
tower quite
yeah.
well. I mean, look at this. They can just dive past the tower. Yeah, and they TP. They summon Treants. They didn't catch anybody, but they can backdoor the creeps decently. And with Liquid Fire here, it's obviously very low or long cooldown since it's only level 1, but with Healing Ward and Treants, they could just get a huge advantage. But on the other side, immediately, Universe is going to start cutting the creeps. So despite them pushing, they now get to push with even less heroes. And Doom has a Wildkin creep, which is going to give 3 armor to everybody here.
Yeah, that's going to be super helpful. So it looks like a trade of tier 1s might be in the cards for each respective team. PPD can only watch on in this top lane.
But this is just bad for Vega. They're committing 4 heroes to this. I mean, even if they got successful pushes off this, they're going to get some experience deficit because they have so many heroes splitting 1 creep wave. Whereas for EG, they're splitting a creep wave between 2 people while they farm in 2 different places. This is far better for EG. And their carry that's off the lane right now, it's Ursa. He can just jungle. So EG's getting a lot out of this trade.
And they're getting so much out of the jungle in general. I mean, now that they take that bottom tier 1 Universe, that's the hilarious part. Doom, Universe on Axe, and Arteezy's Ursa can all jungle easily.
Yeah.
And they can jungle, now that they have the tier 1 bottom, they can just jungle in the enemy jungle, honestly. Like, what can they actually do about that? They don't really have that great of a lineup to prevent it.
And Vega can't jungle nearly as well. Like, Jakiro's going to need a couple levels before he can jungle a little bit. Mag can with Nature's Prophet, but that's where they're about limited. Until Juggernaut gets something like a Quelling Blade or a Battle Fury, then he can't even jungle that rapidly compared to Ursa and other heroes. So.
Well, the lane we haven't really talked too much about is the mid lane. Wind Ranger versus, actually disgusting to say Wind Ranger out loud. I apologize, that'll never happen again. Wind Runner on no one with Sumail, Lena. Very even in the CS department.
That's easily the grossest thing you've ever said through the course of this tournament.
The grossest thing?
Yeah, easily. Wind Ranger, man, it's...
Oh, yeah. I agree. Wait, do you not say it?
Oh, instead of Wind Runner?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't even notice when you said it, no. I use them pretty indifferently. I'm getting over it. I'm gonna make it.
It'll never happen for me.
It actually sounds okay, Wind Ranger. It's not what's so bad about it? Here comes the gank on bottom. Great call.
All right, well, Pasha in quite a bit of trouble. He's going to Blade Fury out with the TP support. Should be enough to, well, I was going to say it's going to force EG back, but they're so tanky. Universe and Fear don't really care. I mean, Scorched Earth is going to keep Fear alive, and he's just going to go back to jungling.
I wonder if he got lucky there, because he spun the same time that Universe ended up using Call there. I don't know if it would have led to a kill by any means, but obviously stopping a lot of Scorched Earth damage is important. So 30-second cooldown out for Doom on that, but if he hits 6, they can easily kill this Jug again. They just need to do a Call Doom and a little bit extra damage there. He's not even 6 yet on Jug, so he's in kind of a bad spot. He can Mango to give himself another spin in case things get dangerous. But this is where things get kind of tough for the lane for Universe as well. It's going to be harder for him to spot supports rotating into the lane to go for kills there.
EG is just, right now at least, getting much better trades. Arteezy was top 1v2, and they can't really do anything about it. Now he's just transitioning back into the jungle. No one, though, looking for a potential gank. Has Phase Boots finished in his inventory at base, but won't be getting those anytime soon. Arteezy seems to realize what's happening, as there was a ward right here, I believe, scouting it out.
His net worth isn't that amazing, though. It's actually below profits, so despite his lane has been contested, but the farm is splitting more to the rest of his team. But they're very capable. I mean, Fear used to play carry. Universe is just as consistent as a lot of carry players. So I think Arteezy is going to have a lot of faith in his team for him to be able to catch up here.
Arteezy having faith in his team, that's something. Well, I think the main thing is he's getting levels. And if he gets the Roche, that just puts him right back where he's supposed to be. I mean, that's the beauty of Ursa.
It does, but I just don't see him being able to get this easily. I feel like they can just send a Treant into there for the rest of the game and constantly know if he's there or not. I'm just not completely sold on that. I do like his build, though. He's all going in jungling. He got 3 levels in Fury Swipes, which means that the more he attacks one target, the more damage it does. So with that alone, he's going to be able to kill Roche a lot faster and jungle a lot faster while he's a little bit behind.
So if he does go for the Roshan, I'm assuming EG just has to cover him in the area at the very least.
Or they
space
space create
as Sioma top lane gets doomed up. They could look for a potential deny as Fear's going to take a shackle shot. Sioma gets denied by no one at the last moment. Very nicely played from Vega Squadron. So the first doom of the game is null and void.
I mean, that's still pretty good there. It's created space there. They forced a TP to the top lane. They didn't get a kill. Jakir does still lose gold. I mean, Fear would have loved to have that kill, but just denying his presence on the map a bit helps. Jakiro has slightly countered the Doom by grabbing Tranquil Boots. It's one of the best boots you can have against Doom, but it just didn't do enough there. So Fear's creating space. Like, that's important. He's still farming rapidly. He's putting some pressure on, and all this time, what has Sumail done? He's gotten 54 last hits at 8 minutes. This is like the first time I've ever seen Sumail not get pressured.
Yeah, and that's actually true. Nobody's been pressured mid for either side. I mean, part of that's because EG has just been jungling so freaking hard, but Vega, they had potential to actually gank the mid lane, but they just focused on the top tri lane and ended up trading tier 1 tower. So again, just not efficient trades for Vega so far this game. As a Blink Dagger picked up at the 8-minute and 50-second mark for Universe.
That's so big.
He's going to TP top and try to use it right away.
It's going to be huge if he catches Meg. He's running straight at him. He's going to get spotted by the creep wave soon. And they're not going to get it. There is a Mask of Death on Ursa, though, so he's going to be flying that out. He'd go phase boots first, probably just so that if he got ganked in the jungle, he would have a better chance of getting away. But basically at any moment, once he gets the lifesteal, he can go move towards Roche. Just comes down to where his opponents expect him and whether or not they see him grab smokes and stuff like that.
How important is the surprise factor with the Blink Dagger on the Axe? Because like you said, they saw it in that lane, I assume. There's no way they didn't.
Well, he grabbed it, he bought it and TP'd, so there was a chance that they didn't see it coming. It is important, but it just comes down to whether or not your opponents predict it. But with Axe farming, I'm sure that they're expecting, okay, Axe is going to get a fairly fast Blink Dagger. We should be a little bit aware of that. They're smoking run for the tier 1 tower. They want to take this tier 1 tower. Fear is going to spot him out, though.
Fear doesn't have Doom for another 8 seconds, but yeah, Scorch Earth's going to keep him very tanky. Nature's Prophet TPing in, not looking for a Sprout. Not the target they're going to go for. His tier 1 tower might be what they're going to focus on. As Sumail gets Omni Slashed into the Blade Fury. Sumail drops to the deck with that Wrath of Nature as Mag doomed up, and we have a pause at a beautiful time.
Dude, that Omni Slash was fight winning for Jug there. The fact that he was able to grab Sumail while Sumail was solo. If Sumail got no spells off in that fight, he threw one Light Strike Ray and he missed. And that was it. And that was their mid hero that had a lot of net worth. That was the top net worth of the game.
Yeah,
so Pasha got insane value from that. Nature's Prophet got the kill with his ultimate. But that was a great initiation. As Doom has been used on Mag. So Mag's definitely dead, no matter what. But I don't know if EG wants to fight the rest of this. If they had Sumail, they could. But they actually don't have the damage to kill Juggernaut anymore.
And it looks like Arteezy, of course, did disconnect, and they could look for a denial of Mag. I mean, this could be the second denied Doom this game, as Pasha his Blade Fury is about to end. Let's actually just theory craft what's actually going to happen in this fight, or what could potentially occur. Universe at half HP. He doesn't have Blink Up. Berserker's Call already off cooldown, or on cooldown.
They have dual breath, though, so they can slow him pretty decently. And Windranger has her Shackle Shot off cooldown. She's most likely going to kill Universe. Shackle into Power Shot.
Yeah.
He doesn't have Power Shot for 6 seconds. But at the very least, doing a Shackle Shot should lead Universe dying. It's because he went Blink Dagger first, he's actually not very survivable yet. And I think the Jug's going to shift over. Axe will die. Doom should probably just run right now, because he's almost got no more Scorched Earth. At best, what he can do is ensnare the Jug and run. I think there's just no solution. PPD can throw a cask as the Jug spin ends, and then maybe that's going to save Universe, but for sure EG is going to lose a second hero here.
You know what I miss? I miss gold stars.
Don't worry.
I don't know if I've gotten one the entire time.
You can't pander for gold stars. Dude.
I know.
That's not how gold stars work. Okay.
I have no shame, okay? I have absolutely no shame.
We definitely noticed.
PPD's Paralyzing Cask is available to use. Arteezy, unfortunately, has just no mobility, so I don't know if he's even going to be a factor in this fight at all. But we'll have to wait and see. course, he's not a factor right now because he's literally disconnected. Slacks. I wish you could talk to us, but he doesn't have a mic. He's just sitting on the couch, playing with his testicles, and doing stats at the same time.
I totally knew as soon as I said that I was going to get a gold star.
Yeah,
why
that's
I
pretty
said it.
typical.
I was like,
He is pandering for them. He's just not admitting it.
the anti-sellout.
Unbelievable.
Be like, how could you consider ever selling out for gold stars?
I mean,
what is wrong with you?
I feel like I deserve a gold star because Slacks ate that sandwich with aggression at my desk and made a disgusting mess that I myself had to clean up. I mean, if that's not a gold star, I don't know what is, honestly.
Well, you know what? Everybody should know that we simply cannot award gold stars. It is entirely up to the stats man to award gold stars. So we're trying to subvert the fair process of gold star.
Why?
And
so
that
sad.
should give me another gold star. Any moment now. Any moment now.
Just collect. I wish somebody needs to keep stats on the gold stars of this tournament so we can look at the ranking system. I am definitely last
Well,
place.
if we had to send somebody back to watch all of our videos, I'm pretty sure they would kill themselves. So I think we should.
All right. If
maybe
anybody
shy
wants
away
to do
from
that and then kill themselves, please let us know. Tweet at Purge Gamers. He would appreciate to know in advance.
All right. So this fight is just so big for Vega, though. The fact that they killed Sumail completely changes all the momentum in the game. Like, all the networks are very close, but killing him means that they're probably going to get more advantage from this team fight, especially if they can deny Meg, and especially because we've been paused for a bit. They should be able to kill and deny Nature's Prophet. So this could be a really big swing for Vega. And what they're going to do with this, and the reason they haven't played in this area, is because they want to take as many towers close to the Roche pit as possible. That way, they could potentially get the Roche advantage that EG should be able to take with an Ursa. So if they win a big fight here, it's going to probably lead into a tier 1 tower being killed, or at least taking some damage. And then they can keep playing in that area to prevent
Honestly, if
EG
they
from
can get
getting a
away
free
with
Roche.
taking, I mean, their Roche ability isn't the greatest for Vega right now. I mean,
It's not, but it's not bad. They've
you have
got
Liquid
Healing
Fire
Ward.
is pretty decent, yeah. That's
Yeah,
true.
Liquid
They
Fire,
just don't have that
Focus
much
Fire.
damage right now.
Come on, that's not bad. They've got Jug and Focus Fire. They've got plenty of tank with the
But
Prophet Trance.
let's say they win this fight. Do you think they actually have time to do that, though? I feel like that's super risky.
Right now, yeah, they definitely don't have the damage. But in mid games, it's great.
Oh, sure.
Like the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
way to get a free Roche is for the rest of the EG members to take a fight pushing a tower somewhere, like mid or top. If they do that, Vega's far away from the Roche pit, and Arteezy gets to just kill Roche. If the game is stagnant and everybody's standing around farming, then it's easier for Vega to force resources on that. But if Vega now takes a fight near Roche, they're close enough to Roche where there's no way that he can sneak it in the meantime.
Right.
So they just want to keep pushing fights and taking towers near the Roche pit. That way they know that Ursa won't be able to grab a free Aegis, and that basically tower advantage going to his team.
Yeah, I mean, Tier 1 bot and Tier 1 mid are probably the two biggest targets for Vega to take out so that Roche doesn't have... Well,
The TP support, basically.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, the Tier 2 bottom is still pretty damn close, but
They're a bit limited on mobility right now. Axe is the only one with a Blink Dagger, but if he can TP to a Tier 1, for example, and then initiate after a buyback, then it could be huge. So there's even a small chance. Well, I guess he doesn't have buyback money. But there could be a potential buyback in some of these early engagements. I don't know if the Tier 1 tower will fall, though, because there is a bit of a creep wave here. But, okay, Arteezy can reconnect.
God, I hate this guy so much. Why did I do this?
Why did you let him in
Why?
your home? What a mistake.
What have you done, sir? Not like this. All right, we're going to have the pauses. Arteezy has come back into the fray. Universe, like you said, just getting completely blown up. PPD's heals will not be
they're
nearly
fighting.
enough.
They want
Watch in the
compulsion.
meantime getting destroyed by Arteezy as the deny comes out again. That's the second denial of Doom this game. Pretty huge plays from Vega overall. They lose Nature's Prophet, but definitely going to their favor.
And the tower may be pushed on. The creep wave gets killed. They're going to shift over. He's got 3 liquid fire as well. This tower is very possible to die, but EG could maybe defend this. They're going to have to TP Fear as well as PPD down there. I don't know if they will, though. We'll see. Looks like Arteezy went mid, but he is going to start running bottom now. They pinged it for defense. I think they can defend this, honestly, because Sumail's up now.
Either way, Vega has fallen back. Juggernaut's a little bit too low, and Healing Ward's not going to be off cooldown for 20 seconds, and he is on the mana nonetheless, although he will now. Solo, in the meantime, really needs to hit level 6. Once he gets that, like, how great is False Promise in this game particularly? I mean, obviously it always has its uses, but in some games it's just more useful than others. And is this one of those games? Like, if you take burst damage from Lina while False Promise is applied, and then you have a Healing Ward on top of that, you could potentially survive.
Yes, but a lot of pro players are very, very good at breaking that. What am I talking about? Oh, killing the Healing Ward. I was thinking about breaking smoke, but killing the Healing Ward is something that a lot of players do take care of. Universe looking for a kill here on Jakiro. He's going to spot him now.
Yeah, they're trying to create space for the Roshan attempt right now. Sioma getting bursted easily by Sumail and company. And this might leave Arteezy open to take out Roche, and it looks like that's going to be the case.
He has easily got it. A little surprising that they didn't keep eyes on that area, but it's very smart to use a smoke for both a gank and a Roche. So
Well, they knew, actually, because the power shot went through.
okay.
It was more, I think, that the gank created enough space. I mean, what could they have actually gone in, you think?
I think Vega was just hoping to win a team fight really hard. They won that fight, but it was only a moderate win since it was so early. If they got like 4 kills or something like that, they probably could have just taken Roche, but or taken the tier 1 tower and then defended the area. But because they only slightly won that fight, I think it basically just allowed EG to take it. This is the problem with Ursa. You can't be there all the time, and you can't run all your heroes to stand around all the time, especially when EG has better farming heroes than you.
A little PSA for people, because I know that I've gotten some messages about this in the past. I know that sometimes I pronounce things horribly incorrect, but apparently Sioma is the way you pronounce it. It's not Sima. I've been calling him Sima for years.
I am going to continue with my ignorance. I'm going to pretend you didn't say that so I'm just going to keep saying Sima for my own personal benefit.
I mean, fuck what the players want to be called, It's whatever we want to call them. Sima it is.
If they made a public statement, I believe it would clear up a lot of the confusion. So once they do that, I'm gonna be.
That would actually be a hilarious post. Please call me by the correct name. This is unacceptable.
Unprofessional.
Universe in the
Just like
meantime.
Captain's Draft.
Yes, absolutely. So a thing that we've come across quite a bit in Ursa games, especially with Arteezy. I don't know if it's been just in this tournament or whatnot, but the Aegises have just not been used, at least the early ones, not very well at all. So I'm interested to see if they're going to use that to just farm up and just feel safe, or actually try to take advantage of a fight.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing, actually. I totally agree. When you play Ursa, you just simply don't jungle that, or you don't go fight that often, because you can't really get out of dangerous situations very well. So it's kind of nice, because if you do go in a fight, you just run at them, and you don't care if you die, because you should be back up afterwards. But you're right, like, you can't really translate it into tower pushes and big team fights as well as you would be able to if it was later in the game. So most of them, they grab it for the gold. Like, it's going to give my whole team tower advantage. Sumail might get ganked here.
Yeah, he's going to get, a beautiful combination of Sprout into Shackle shot, and Sumail drops to the deck.
They casted that perfectly. Like, the Shackle came through even before the Sprout.
Yeah.
Perfect game.
Very well executed on US East, mind you, Vega Squadron. Congratulations to them for purchasing the Sunspan Announcer Pack. As the Tier 1 tower is going to be taken out with ease by Vega Squadron.
Okay. They could have glyphed that, but whatever, because it doesn't matter that much.
It would have prevented 5 seconds of damage, but yeah.
And 5 seconds
It's
of
free.
Lina coming back. It could make a difference.
Yeah, it's a freebie. You're right.
They're TPing again. They're going to go on Universe, I think. Never mind.
Universe does have the blink. If he sees anything forthcoming, his mag. Oh, nice. Again, a beautiful combination.
Oh my god.
Sprout comes up. He's going to eat his way out with the Quelling Blade. And the Blade Fury might be enough to take him out. No, Arteezy scares off Pasha. Gets Battle Hungered up. There's the cast. It's going to actually bounce on the mag. This could be big. False Promise comes out. Pasha taking tons and tons of damage. Will he heal through this? It doesn't look like. I think he's going to be dropping to the deck. Indeed, he does. As Universe drops next. It's a 1-for-1 exchange as Mag takes a Laguna Blade to the face.
What a
and
fight.
the trades are just out of control. 3-for-1. EG doing a beautiful job of coming back in this fight.
Sumail's going to have a stun on the Wind Ranger, too.
Now we'll see if they have actually enough damage. Arteezy going in for some right clicks, but the wind range is up. But they really need to just change that name, apparently.
Arteezy's so fast here.
Oh, the Shackle will not connect. No one trying to juke around this one little tree.
The
wind run will be up in
seconds.
1 second, and I think that's going to be enough for him to get away. Although Yules is up, Ice Path will create a path for him to get away.
That was some jukes, dude. That was such sick jukes from no one. That would have been a huge kill. He's the top farm in the game right now, and he's 700 gold away from his Aghanim Scepter.
That's nice.
So he's going to get that so rapidly this game. It'll give him a lot of general survivability. It's one of the nice things about Wind Ranger. Ursa, he just doesn't have to worry about Ursa for like 20 minutes, kind of. Yeah. Unless he gets chain stunned, that's the only thing. And even if they do a Yules combo, he's likely to get Wind Run off afterwards. So Wind Ranger is only going to die to burst damage, to magic damage for a long period of time, until Ursa gets an MKB, which is going to be ultra late.
Ursa could have eaten that tree with the Quelling Blade, but
yeah, and he really should have. Like, if you're moving and chasing somebody and there's one tree there, that's all the difference. And it absolutely, he stayed alive because of it. It was huge.
These stats are just getting progressively worse.
I only got about 75% of that one. It was real bad.
I'm pretty sure Slacks is high right now, guys. Pretty sure that's the case.
That's what happens when you can only afford to eat cat food for a week. Your brain goes somewhere else, guys.
No, Twitch made sure to pay for everyone but Slacks. So Slacks was forced to eat the cat food, unfortunately.
And then to further rub it in, we made him make that sandwich eating video. That's why he's so excited, because it was the first time he ate real food all week, man. It
Well,
was
Arteezy very close to getting his Blink Dagger, which I definitely assume he's going to be picking up next, because mobility is probably the biggest issue with Ursa in pretty much every game.
yeah.
Drums now on Fear as well.
Aegis kicks in. Well, it's nice it's not disabled by creeps anymore. That's good.
What's that?
Aegis used to be disableable by creep damage, I believe, but I think it's only heroes now.
Oh, I see.
So he just got a huge mana pool out of that.
And again, the Aegis wasted. Well, maybe not. Waste is probably not the best way to put it.
Okay.
But
And there's the smoke. So 4 on EG smoking. There's a blink coming out for Arteezy, but it's going to be a bit. I'm going to assume they're going to try to turn this into a tier 1. Okay, he Quilling's the ward. I don't know if they noticed that or not. They had creeps in the area.
Front lines here. He's going to look for a Yule setup. Where's Axe? He's way far behind. Universe, of course, has the Blink Dagger initiation possibility.
They might see the courier. All right, they see the courier.
I think they're
going to know where their team is. If they TP back from top right now, they're
Oh,
fine.
Solo, you were in a lot of trouble. He gets Berserker call and bursted. In fact, they doom. That might have been a waste as Mag sprouts out, attempting to TP with an actual teleportation scroll. He's going to get out just fine.
Oh, Sumel's going to die.
Omni Slash doing tons of damage. Takes out Sumel pretty much in the front. It's a 1-for-1 exchange. Macropyre blocking off PPD's pathway as the Death Ward completely wasted. It's not hitting anybody. So it's a 2-for-2 as Sioma attempting to run away in the river. Gets a nice ice path on 2, but Arteezy just wants to decimate him with the right clicks.
Yeah, Ursa's so good against Jakiro. It doesn't matter if your attack speed reduced. Overpower will still be able to attack rapidly. And overall, a very good fight for Vega, considering how that fight started. They keep picking off Sumail with shackle shots and
Did
kills.
he not have Yules up?
He had it. I just don't think he saw the shackle coming. It came from the south.
I see. Yeah.
I think what happened is Wind Ranger maybe TP'd to the tier 1 as the fight started because they were deep into the jungle. But him getting there in time made a huge difference.
And the Doom being used on... Oh, we're going to come back to that thought as Pasha is the initiation target and bursted down by Universe. Mag next on the list. Fear has the Scorched Earth up and running. Don't think he actually wants to fight this. He's left all alone by his teammates. See how tanky he really is. Attempting to run away to the right side by the secret
so
shop.
fast.
Vanguard now picked up by Universe. Fear is going to eat his way out.
Oh, and two
oh
trees.
no. Well, he's going to TP out and be fine, actually.
right.
I thought he got blocked in by the tree still.
Fear's doing really well here. Like, he's super farmed. He's very... Look at the net worth. Isn't this the weirdest game ever? It's just like a flat wall, and then there's a couple people that are ultra left behind.
My God, that is actually insane.
But it does favor EG.
Last,
They've got 4 heroes that are all within 300 gold advantage of each other. That's insane. That means that no matter who Vega focuses on, somebody's going to pick up the slack. Whether Lina, Doom, Ursa, or Axe, all 4 of those heroes are pretty capable late game. The only one that isn't as capable is going to be an Axe.
We're used to seeing PPD towards the bottom of the net worth charts, but
And he is.
so that's 2 supports for Vega in
Yeah.
pretty much the same position. That is going to be rough for them.
Now, Jakiro can scale pretty well, but he does keep dying in these fights. So not only is he not getting as many levels, he's also not getting as much gold. And he'll go for a Yules afterwards, and that'll be very good against Axe, but it's pretty delayed. And Oracle as well is just simply not going to scale very well.
Well, PPD trying to pick up some levels. He gets level 11. Of course, that Death Ward wasn't in the greatest position, but that's because
so
the fight
big.
kind of got segregated a bit from him, and he was blocked off by it. Was quite a nice Macropyre, actually.
It was really good. The experience advantage is insane for EG, actually. Witch Doctor is by far the lowest net worth in the game, but he's got 3 levels over both of the Vega supports.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Like, a level 2 ultimate is huge. It's almost double the damage increase for Death Ward. Like, those couple levels, him surviving through a couple of those enemy hero deaths, makes all the difference in these mid-game fights because he can output so much more damage.
Well, getting some item progression going. Sumail now has the Aether Lens finished for himself. Of course, we mentioned the Vanguard on Universe. Is this a good game for Crimson Guard upgrade?
It's really good because Focus Fire, you're attacking very fast and doing medium damage. It's also going to reduce Omni Slash damage. It's also going to counter Nature's Prophet, who's very right-click heavy. It's ridiculously good, this game. It's an amazing Crimson Guard, one of the best I've ever seen.
So expecting him to pick that up. And the thing that I'm most impressed with is the fact that Fear is the 4-position Doom, and look at his farm. He has Vanguard drums and a plate mail, which I assume is going to be either Ace. It could be Shiva's, actually. Which one is better this game?
Shiva's is okay against Jug, not very good
I like
against
AC
Wind
because
Ranger.
his BAT is awful now. Right?
Yeah, and
That
his
is-
team is pretty right-click heavy. Just giving it an AC aura to Ursa would help a lot for his attacks, but when his overpower is down. But with that also said, he could get way more mana. He could clear pushes a lot easier. He could nuke Treants. I think the Shiva's is...
I think considering that Universe is farming so well, he might just go for Shiva's himself after the Crimson
that was
Guard.
my next idea. Yeah, I completely agree. Let Universe buy the Shivas later. For now, he can get an AC, and the AC is just going to make his team so much better in the mid game.
EG smoked up as Roshan is going to be up in the next minute or so. Of course, they don't know that.
He is going Shivas on Doom, by the way. He just bought the recipe.
Okay.
So Either way,
Incorrect choice.
either way, that early attack speed reduction against a right-click heavy
for
team
sure.
could also do a lot for damage mitigation.
Sumail, oh, smoke's going to be popped. Solo, you're dead again. This time they're not going to waste the Doom. Ice Path's going to keep them in place. Laguna Blade is forced out, and Arteezy gets decimated again. The Omni Slash is doing work with the Blade Fear. That's 2 deaths right off the bat for EG, so not the initiation that they were looking for. As Fear dooms up the Juggernaut, who's going to be very healthy. Macropyre forces EG out, and that's going to be the end of the fight. So great counter initiation from Vega.
That Omni Slash was so huge. They just don't have a huge amount of survivability there. I mean, Ursa didn't use his Enrage, so I'm not quite sure how that happened. Maybe he got stunned and didn't Enrage in time, but if he's getting Omni Slash, Enrage is by far the best solution. It would limit the damage. But the Omni completely turned things around. And the other issue is that the Ice Path bought them enough time in the Oracle that Sumail was forced to use his ultimate. If he didn't ult the Oracle there, Oracle would have been unstunned, and then would have just ultied himself, and then the fight would have been really bad for EG. So definitely not good, and that's going to lead to a Roche here for Vega.
Yeah, this is pretty big. Of course, obviously having an Aegis is nice along with the golden XP that comes with it, but more than anything, denying it from EG, who can take it out within like 10 seconds, is pretty huge. As Universe might look for a jump in with Berserker's Call. Sprout being used for a little bit of vision, and Pasha's going to get the Aegis. As Solo finds Universe. Universe rethinking his actual plan of going in as Fear doesn't have Doom for another 60 seconds. Solo uses his ult on himself, attempting to run away. Ice Path will keep a couple in place as Sioma finds his way to the grave. It's 2 dead in favor of EG. Make it 3. I'm actually questioning whether this is worth it or not in the end. We'll see once this fight actually finishes. So they get the Aegis, they deny it from EG, but they lose 3.
That's kind of bad. It looked like it was going to go well, but I think the fact that Fear is doing well is completely changing this whole game. He actually just stands in the middle of all of them, and they use their spells on him, and he just doesn't die. He's got a Vlad's, he's got a Plate Mail, and he's regenning a total of 40 HP per second without his extra 5 from his base hero. It's like making all the difference here. He tanks up long enough for Cask and all the spells that Vega have to run out. Like, he is winning his team the game, I think, out of everybody.
This tier 2 tower looks to be dead as well. And that's something that will not be coming up in the fight recap, but something to take into account after every fight. The collateral damage.
Great hair, though.
I didn't read it. I stopped reading Slice.
I completely can understand that. They do have an Alpha Wolf on Doom as well, so a lot of damage amp for everybody on his team. Diffusal Blade is the first pickup for Ursa. Bit interesting. What's this for? Orchid, I guess?
Does it take Fate's Edict? Does it take that off? I assume it does.
Yeah, I think you're right. You probably can.
So if you apply that to Ursa, he just can't attack and he just diffuses himself.
Exactly. So that's why he got it, because otherwise Oracle can just basically stop him from attacking eventually as he maxes this out for a huge uptime. So Diffusal Blade stops that. It's also going to be able to stop Orchid from himself or an ally, so it's a counter to Nature's Prophet as well. That way you can't just get Orchid
How does it work against... I know it doesn't take off...
That's probably how he died before, actually. Probably got
possibly.
Orchid in an Omni Slash.
Oh, that's true.
Is probably what happened. So
how does Diffusal work as far as the slow mechanic versus Wind Run?
It will slow her, but it won't remove Wind Run.
No, I know it won't remove... Like, how much will it slow her?
It's a pretty huge slow, but only for like maybe 2 to 3 seconds. But I think it's a good choice, because if there's not a lot of things to use Diffusal Blade on, then you're more able to use it liberally in terms of just for slow. So I think it's a pretty good pick here.
And Pasha, by the way, went for a Manta-style top lane. Doom. There's the solo kill for Fear, and this is the thing that Vega, need to fear themselves, is the fact that Fear can do this.
The fact that he did that without a Blink Dagger is pretty impressive, actually. He did use a drum charge, so he probably ran him pretty fast. But I guess as soon as the Doom comes out, it's over.
Arteezy gets initiated upon. He's going to pop his ult to mitigate a little bit of that damage. Doesn't have Blink Dagger up because it keeps getting canceled, and the burst damage is out of control as Solo takes a Laguna Blade to the face, going to pop his ult. Is he attempting to TP out? No, he's just going to die. He's going to die to Universe's Chop, in fact. As Sioma is next on the list for EG, and what always seems to look like a good engagement for Vega ends up losing more members than they anticipated.
Yeah, it just didn't quite work out. I think Arteezy made a very small mistake there in that he could have Diffusal Bladed himself to remove Dual Breath, which did at least 100 damage to him at the end there. I have a feeling. No, it's only level 1. It would have removed the slow at least, and he might have been able to get away, but it was a low chance, so... Either way, amazing for EG, killing 2 heroes again. They lose Arteezy another time, but he's still farming quite fast. So I don't think they're that concerned about that. The only thing that Ursa really needs to worry about is maybe the ultra late game and himself dealing with Wind Ranger, because it is going to take him a lot of survivability to be strong. He's going to need a lot of damage items, obviously. Either a Basher to kill her before she wind runs, or an MKB to hit reliably.
So looking at Pasha's item build right now, so he bypassed the Battle Fury completely, which is something we don't really see that often. And he goes Manta style. What's the reasoning for this?
He can split push better. It gives him really good overall attack speed. It makes it harder for Doom to doom the correct target, is one thing. If Doom initiates, you can't just spin, obviously, so at least he could Manta and run. That would give him a chance there. The split pushing part is pretty nice, though. And also, Witch Doctor Cask, if you make some illusions, they might eat some of the Cask bounces.
All right, this could potentially be an amazing item for Universe. He doesn't actually upgrade the Vanguard to a Crimson Guard, but goes for Lotus Orb, which I think this tournament we've actually seen the Omni Slash. Was it Axe Omni Slash? I think it was an Axe Omni Slash.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean,
it's kind of a good idea. I'm gonna agree with you.
It's
like,
really nice.
I would still like to see him get Crimson Guard, considering the heroes that he's against, because he could be blocking like 55 of Wind Ranger's 150 damage. But the Lotus Orb will be huge on Ursa. You can remove slows like Dual Breath. You can remove the Fortune's End, the Immobilize from Oracle. A lot of the disables are going to be great to stop. And reflecting Shackle Shots or Omni Slash is absolutely fight winning.
Right now, EG has a sizable lead, about 7,500 gold going their way. They just come out on top in a lot of these engagements as far as efficiency
Well,
is
you
concerned.
gotta read that one, dude. That one's topical.
Oh my god. That is rough.
Dude, this PPD's Witch Doctor is actually so farmed and leveled. He's level 13. He's got a Ghost Scepter and a Belt of Giant Strength, but he's got almost 1,400 HP.
Yeah.
Because he's been doing stat points. He doesn't even care about Maledict. He's like, I just
Oh,
need
you're
to
right.
stay
Wow.
alive to Omni Slash, and I win the team the fight.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
quite nice.
really good this game, because the damage on Vega is actually very limited. They don't have very many nukes. It's a Jakiro and an Oracle support, and then you're focused on like Omni Slash and a Prophet and a Wind Ranger. If he just stays alive and he can do that, he'll be in a great spot.
Arteezy and company group up and take out that tier 1 down pretty easily. Solo takes a Battle Hunger to the face. Shiva's is going to be used for a little bit of vision, but EG will not find another kill, at least not yet. And Arteezy, they're going to keep applying the Lotus Orb.
Oh.
He's going to get shackled into a focus fire. Oh my goodness, something was miscalculated for EG. As Omni Slash was used too. That was questionable, but
Yeah,
they
that
get the
one was
kill
a bit weird.
nonetheless.
I mean, hypothetically, he maybe could have enraged and ran, but they do get the kill. That's the Blink Shackle, man. That's so good. And they also kind of wasted the Lotus Orb earlier. They kind of just put it on him.
Yeah,
and he
it's
still
not
got
like
creep wave.
Lincoln's that has 100% uptime.
Yep,
You
so then
gotta
they knew it
time
was down,
well.
and
Yeah.
so then they didn't fear going in like that.
And with that, Vega is going to look for this tier 2 tower. That's going to put a little bit of gold in their pocket, but I think EG is going to try to defend it. Sumail clearing out the waves very nicely with the LSA. Dragon Slave combination. Pasha initiated on by Universe. The Lotus Orb applied as well. Pasha's going to ult himself. I believe
great
it's going to be
cast.
way too much damage as the Doom is applied as well. And down he goes eventually to the right clicks as Arteezy actually bought back as Solo berserkered up, and that's going to be the easiest kill of the game for EG. Sumail TP's out to
he
bottom
wants to
lane
get
to
a
push
kill.
out. Trying to find Mag. Misses the LSA. Doesn't have Laguna Blade because not enough mana. He's
fine.
just going to right click.
got one.
Laguna Blade is now up. Yules, though, and that means he still doesn't have enough mana.
If those treants weren't hitting him, he could have regen there.
Yeah. If he had like a Blink Dagger as well.
I don't agree with his Yules on the enemy. I don't think he needed to do that. I think he could have just...
I think Laguna Blade might have been enough to just get the kill.
Yeah, he could. I think
up.
he just could have wanded and ultied and killed him. But by using Yules, he bought his opponent some time, and also meant that he couldn't just stand there tanking treants.
Yeah.
So I think Sumail slightly miscalculated there, but it was definitely the safe play. I really do like the Aether Lens with Lina here. It like allows him to stun from darkness. At nighttime, it's such a big advantage. They might find Mag though.
Mag. Bye-bye, friend.
Oh my god.
That's 4 kills, by the way, going the way of EG. So EG is actually just snowballing out of control now.
Like they just won a team fight, a huge team fight, basically.
Even though it was somewhat segregated, the Roshan will be up. Well, we won't know for a little bit, actually. But we'll see what occurs. As there's the Crimson Guard for Universe.
Very good
So
pickup.
a little delayed pickup, but gets it nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, the Lotus Orb wasn't a bad item by any means. It's just I thought that he would grab Crimson Guard first. But both these two together, lots of armor, lots of damage block, better team fight for your team, keeping heroes alive. The only hero that's really dying now is basically Sumail and Arteezy. That's pretty much it. Arteezy's up to 1,300 gold now. And Sumail's also getting very survivable. He's up to 1,600 with the Ags now.
Right.
And he's super fast. He's got Yules and BOTs. He's running at 435 before he casts any spells.
Well, going back to the Crimson Guard and Lotus Orb, Crimson Guard is much more consistent. Lotus Orb is, I would say it's game-breaking in the right
Yeah.
situation, but it's just not consistent at all.
Yeah, it's not.
But it gives good stats, so it's not like it's a worthless pickup if it never actually comes
Yeah.
to fruition.
I think an occasional one Lotus Orb pickup on your team can change a lot. Just being able to dispel some things is great. Dispel dual breath slows. You can dispel liquid fire attack speed. It's actually pretty good against
It's like
Jakiro.
having a mini false promise.
Yeah, basically. Works out pretty nice. Doesn't stop stuns, obviously, but...
I have to read this.
that
I'm
is...
sorry.
That is... All right, that's a
Okay.
new low.
That's a miss.
We have a new low.
That is a miss, Slacks. I apologize.
Sorry for everybody that had to read that. It was...
It's pretty hilarious. You guys obviously can't hear Slacks, but when he does a stat and he thinks it's funny, like
Oh, Universe catches a hero?
he laughs before he posts it. And it never works out. No one in the meantime gets doomed up with the Shiva's Guard applied. And here comes a team fight. EG just dominating this fight with the
Oh my God.
Laguna Blade used as well. The right clicks will suffice. And that's 3 dead in a very short amount of time. And this tier 2 tower is not going to stand for much longer.
I mean, they have 3 heroes that once they initiate, just there's no way they die. There's no way. So Vega just has to run. And also, EG had a nice play by doing the call on Wind Ranger, which scared the Oracle. Oracle used ult, and it was not the right time to use his ultimate. And even then, they have so many good secure kill abilities, both Doom and the Laguna Blade. Like, you're not living through that. You're not going to be able to force staff away. You're not going to be able to use Wind Run. You're just silenced permanently, basically, and you get nuked down. So EG wins another really easy skirmish for them. They're just farming soul on so many heroes. They have such good initiation that it's hard for Vega to get good fights.
Yeah, Mag takes out a tier 2 top, but in the meantime, of course, EG, a full set of racks in the mid lane, and with that, they're just going to back up. Buyback was available for the Windrunner, but I really don't think they could have stopped that.
Yeah, it's going to be tough here for them now. They do have Ags on Nature's Prophet at least, so they can push a lot of the lanes out.
Oh,
But-
interesting. A Diffusal Blade on Juggernaut now.
I kind of like this build. It makes his Manta a lot better because now his Manta illusions will also mana burn. It's at the same rate as his hero. If he was ranged, it'd be half. But the agility stack is decent. His illusions are actually going to be quite strong. I don't know if that's the way he needs to go, but if he wants to go all in on this, he would either buy a Scotty or a Butterfly next, and his illusions would actually be a huge problem. But Arteezy's getting to the point where he could justifiably pick up an MKB pretty soon. So,
No,
nope,
as
never
you
mind.
say that, he gets the patented Ag
All right,
on the.
It's okay
the
this
other
game, though, because if he gets Shackled, he can remove Shackle, and Shackle is
for
a
sure.
stupidly long disable. Same with Ice Path. It's
Okay,
2
Vega
seconds.
going for a last-ditch effort of Roshan attempt. They might actually get it. EG is in the tier 2 tower area, but I don't think they're going to get
Actually
here in
just
time.
Dead.
Oh, we'll see. Maybe they can jump in if the smoke pops.
Fear doesn't have a blink though. It's over. They've got it.
And Universe is here though. He has the blink available. He's gonna jump in though.
Is he getting it? He got the cheese.
He got the cheese. Aegis is popped, or Aegis is used, I should say. Vega picks it up nicely. Fear. Gonna do some right-click damage to Magus. There's the Omni Slash applied.
Oh, the
Universe is
cheese on
doing
Universe.
literally no damage. Berserker's called, used in addition, and Pasha stuck in the wrong place at the wrong time as Laguna Blade bursts him down.
Oh, Meg lives though.
EG gets 2 kills, chasing Sioma now. Arteezy with the bash. Who was that? No, that was the Fear Infernal Blade.
It looks so cool. And they're just gonna
does.
call a good game. There's like no way. Even with the Aegis there, it's not gonna make a difference. They just keep running their opponents down and blowing them up. Like the net worth is so big there. 20,000 gold advantage. Despite the graph looking similar, or at least the net worth tab looking semi-close, like they just absolutely can't even kill any of those heroes.
Everybody's just super tanky
They're
for
all,
EG.
yeah, they're all super tanky, and Vega's way too one-dimensional
honestly,
with their damage.
Yeah, I mean, not Universe, but Arteezy's Ursa, he didn't even have to do much this game. Like, if he got bursted down in a fight, it didn't actually matter that much because the rest of his
Yeah.
team is just so farmed.
It mattered the first couple fights, but later when Fear had just as much farm as the enemy team, and Axe could do that much damage, and yeah, they had 4 heroes that could pick off heroes by themselves, and Vega consistently needed multiple heroes and multiple skills to get the same amount of pressure.
So this, of course, is a best-of-5 grand finals for the Captain's Draft 3.0 tournament between EG and Vega Squadron. EG takes game 1 pretty convincingly. And with that, we'll take a quick break, guys. We'll be right back, so stay tuned.